Hi, this is Alan with Alan's Firearms and Guns Plus More, and this is the Smith & Wesson 649. It's a beautiful revolver. It's a newer one, so it has the built-in locking system, so you can just take a key and lock the gun. A lot of people have an issue with that. I know somebody who always tells, oh, it's crap with that, and he uses an excuse to knock the price down when he buys used guns. He's someone in my area. I don't like that at all. There's nothing wrong with having a lock built into the gun. Taurus is the first one. They've been doing it for many, many years. This, at one time, was a sister company of Taurus. So Smith & Wesson finally added it to their revolvers. It doesn't weaken the frame. It doesn't do anything except you don't need, in states like Florida where you need to lock up the gun, it's built in. It's a nice feature as far as I'm concerned, stopping and going into a place where you're not allowed to bring in a gun like a post office. You can lock it. At least it's an extra step in security. Kids around, you lock it. They can't get to it, especially if you're going to leave it in the car and your kids are there because you're running in and out of the post office. You know they can't get to it. Okay, so that's one thing. Two, this has the shrouded hammer, so you can still, if you want to, you can still cock the firearm. And then you'll see I did a shoot with this, which you'll see later, and I was actually cocking this gun. I didn't find it difficult at all, though in a stressful situation, you pull out and pull the trigger. Let's make sure it's empty. It is empty. Now some jerks say, hey, point at the gun at the camera. There's no one in front of me. It's just a camera. Okay, so you're going to pull it out, and you're going to, and that in itself, that's how you're going to use it. This is a nice bright white ring, and inside the center of that ring is a night sight. So it's an easy gun to target as far as looking down the barrel and seeing the front sight. But it has a groove back here. There is no rear sight because it's meant to be pulled out and used right in front of you. Hence the covered hammer. You don't get it caught on your clothing. Traditional open and close. Remember, never slam these things shut. Don't flick them shut. That's TV time. You'll destroy your gun after a while. What do I think of this? I enjoyed shooting it. I shot 38 special out of it, and I shot 357. 357, it was a heavy recoil. I don't recommend 357 out of a self-defense firearm, but if you are the type that you think you need it, you can shoot it. I like Smith & Wesson. I like this gun. Nothing wrong with it. If you like revolvers, this is a nice little J-Frame 5-shot 357. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of 5. And then I double hold that other one. So that was a lot better. A lot better at close range with it. And that time I was shooting it double action. If I was shooting it single action, I probably would have been all in the 10 ring. Okay, so let's bring it back to the workbench, clean it, lube it, and here we are with the 649. Beautiful little pistol. I had fun with it out on the range today. I hope you enjoyed watching me shoot it. So this has, let me show you okay, so when you're looking down in the gun, that's what it looks like. Just a white dot. And at night, it would be inside that white dot, a little glowy dot, because it's got tritium in there. It's a J-frame, so it's pretty small. It's a nice small gun. This gun came with the extended little grip on it, which a lot of J-frames only have a grip that long. This has an extended one, which is nice because you have a full grip on it, which if you're going to shoot 357 is a necessity to get a good shot off. It has the shrouded hammer. You can cock it with your thumb. It would be difficult under stress, but if you're into that situation, you're not going to be thinking about that. You're going to be pulling it out and shooting it double action. It's 5 rounds. Never slam your gun this way, close your cylinder by doing that with the gun. I had my thumb on it so it wouldn't do it, or slapping it. That's TV stuff and movie stuff, and you know, it's dramatic, but it's a good way to ruin a gun, and that's what you have to do to close this is that. So why would you slam it shut? It'll screw up your timing, it'll shave metal off, it's not good. It has a nice easy ejector. Now, one of the things, I don't know if you noticed it in the field with this gun or the other 357s I've done, but sometimes the rounds get stuck. The reason is you're shooting 38 specials out of it. The 38 special only goes in that far. The 357 goes in that far. So what happens is the bullet leaves deposits, and the powder that's burning off leaves deposits. So then when you put in the new shell, it's sitting in with those deposits around it. And then when you try to extract it, it gets stuck. That's just to let you know, if you're going to shoot 38s in your 357, which we all do, because it's a lot more fun and it's a lot cheaper, make sure you get the front of these cylinders clean. Every once in a while, you may have to polish them a little bit. That's okay. Very simple to clean this firearm. I think I told you everything about it. Very simple to clean this firearm. Basically, you're going to take, I use Strike Hold. It cleans, protects, and lubricates all in one. So when I'm done using this, cleaning it, I can just put the gun away. But if you use regular cleaner, you're going to have to oil the whole gun to turn off the cleaner. Okay, so in order to clean this gun, first of all, clean out the barrel and the cylinders. So I'm going to put some oil on here. I'm also going to take out this brush because I'm going to put some cleaner right in the front of each of these cylinders. I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. I'm going to put some down the barrel. See, it's all over my finger from going down the barrel, so I'm just going to wipe that cleaner on the gun. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to go right through here. Okay, so there we go. That wasn't too dirty. That was pretty good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each of my cylinders. This one was really tight. I had a couple of cylinders that were jamming up on me. Okay, and because of that, I'm using this brush to go back. And when you use a brush, you got to go all the way through. Don't go part way and try to pull the brush back. You're going to screw up, especially if you're using, this is nylon bristles. It's not that bad, but what happens is the brush bristles are going in one direction. If they're metal, you'll try to pull it out. You'll scrape the hell out of the inside of your firearm chambers, and that's really bad. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's all of them. And now you can see I got a goodly amount of dirt off of there. So now I'm going to put in a clean one and see what happens. And there we go. So now that looks pretty good down the barrel. Now I'm going to just do the rest of the gun. Go down in here. Where's one of my little wooden sticks? I like these wooden sticks because I can get into these spots that my fingers just don't want to go into, and I don't have to worry about marring the gun. Clean that side of the extractor, go in here, and clean this side of the extractor. There we go, get this side nice and clean. Inside there. Then I can let the extractor close, get the back, and then do the front. Okay. Now I'm going to Wipe the cylinder down, make that nice and clean looking. Wipe the outside of the gun totally off. Strike hold is great because it protects the outside of my gun, even though this is stainless. Stainless isn't rust proof, it's rust resistant. So it takes a little more to make it rust, but if you don't take care of it, believe me, it will. Okay. And that's it in cleaning a revolver. Now, bobbity boom, we have to put some oil on it. If you're going to be using regular cleaner, put on 3 drops of oil. Now, there's some places on, now I always say don't put gun oil directly on a gun. That is true on most pistol, but on revolvers, you want to put a drop of oil back here near the hammer. And drop in front. Do that a few times to make sure it gets in there. I'm going to put a drop back here behind the trigger on a Smith, that little slot. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to wipe up any excess that leaked out or came out, because that's unimportant. And then I'm just going to take the oilcloth, wipe down the whole gun with it, because you want to get cleaner off of your gun. Hoppies likes to dull metals because it has an acid effect. You want your gun to stay shiny. If you use hops or any of these things, you got to deactivate it with oil. Oh, and as far as down your barrel and your cylinders, you got to do it. Any place that you touched it. Okay, make sure you get that battery. Okay, and the forcing cone, we want to make sure we get the forcing cone clean and oiled. Okay. Now I'm just going to wipe that down the outside of the gun, because we turned off the cleaner and we don't need oil or cleaner on the outside. So there, nice and clean. And there we have it, your little J-Frame Smith Wesson 357. Thanks for joining me. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me with the Smith Wesson 649-5. And like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.